As you build and grow your email list using FunnelKit Automations, at some point you'll naturally want to email your list. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to do that using the broadcast feature. In your WordPress dashboard, under FunnelKit Automations, click on Broadcasts. And to send a new broadcast email, click Create Email Broadcast. Name your broadcast and click Add. Then you'll enter the broadcast wizard, which consists of 4 steps, as you can see along the top. The first step, information, allows you to do the following. You can rename your broadcast. So in today's example, I've named my broadcast New YouTube Video, and the topic of the video is 3 daily habits for more energy. Next, you can choose the type of broadcast you wish to send. Standard is default, and that allows you to design one email and then send that email to your group of contacts that you're wanting to send this broadcast to. The alternative is A/B test, which allows you to design more than one variation of the email. The benefit of sending an A/B test broadcast is that you can optimize your emails to get a higher open rate. For example, you could create an email with 2 different subject lines, and whichever one has the highest open rate would be sent to the majority of the contacts you're sending this broadcast to. To learn more about this feature, see our separate video, A/B testing broadcast emails. Returning to the broadcast we were just creating, next you can choose to send this to unverified contacts. So for example, if you have a double opt-in where people fill in your opt-in form and then you send them an email where they have to click a link to confirm their subscription to your email list, if they don't do that final part, they would be unverified. So you can choose to send this to those contacts if you so wish. You can also choose to send this broadcast to soft bounce contacts, which are contacts that you tried to email in the past and their mailbox has returned a temporary error. For example, maybe their mailbox was full. In most cases, you'll leave these unchecked. So with standard selected and these unchecked, let's click on Next to go to step 2. And this is where we choose the contacts that we want to send this broadcast to. In this website, I have 17 subscribed contacts, as we can see from the number down here. And by default, the broadcast will be sent to all 17 contacts. To filter your contacts so you send this broadcast to a specific segment of your contacts, you want to apply filters. To do so, you click the plus sign, and then in this example, under segments and then lists, with matches any of, I could search for my new YouTube video mailing list, which is this one here, select it, and then click apply filter. Now, instead of 17 contacts, we're sending this to 14 contacts, and these contacts are on our new YouTube videos alerts mailing list. You can click the plus sign and add more filters to further refine your contacts. And as always, we want to work smarter, not harder. If you find yourself creating the same set of filters over and over again to send it to a specific segment of contacts, to save time, you want to create an audience. To do so, click Save as Audience. Give your audience a name and description and click Add. If I remove this, in the future, when you come into step 2 contacts and you want to send that broadcast to that same audience, instead of going and reapplying your filters one by one, which can be time consuming if you have more than one filter, you can just go to Apply Audiences, find that audience and click Apply. The filters that define that audience will be applied, and now you have your list of contacts to send the broadcast to. To learn more about audiences and how they can save you time, see our separate videos about audiences. With this done, I'll click Next to go to step 3, where we design the content of our email. Add your email subject and then add some preview text. As a reminder, the preview text is shown to your contacts in their inbox before they click to read your email. Both your subject line and preview text have a big impact on how often people are opening up to read your emails. So make sure you spend quite a bit of time getting these right and tease people to want to open up and see what the email is about. The next step is to design your email. You could click on Rich Text and write your email here in the text editor. You can copy and paste raw HTML of an email that you've designed, but our recommendation is to use our new drag and drop email builder. With Visual Builder selected, click Edit, and that will launch the email builder. You can choose to start from blank and design your email using the drag and drop interface. It's extremely powerful. You can also choose one of the pre-made templates, or you can start with one of your own saved templates. For this demonstration, I'll go down here and preview this out of the box template. Perfect for a new YouTube video announcement. I'll click here to apply my global styles so it matches the branding of my website and click import template. And from here, it's just a matter of dragging and dropping inside of the email builder to design the email that you wish to send. So here I'm selecting to upload an image, and then I could add some spacing up the top to push it away from the text. Then under that, we could go ahead and add a button block, and I'll position that on the left. They're two very basic examples of how you could design your email, but you can go ahead and design some really amazing emails using the email builder here. To learn more about the email builder, see our separate videos that cover this in greater detail. For now, I'll click save to save this email, and then I'll return back into the wizard. Now that our email content is designed, I'll go ahead and add UTM parameters. So this is going to allow us to track the success of this email in analytics platforms, for example, Google Analytics. If you're not sure what to write here, this is a good starting point. Newsletter as the source, email for the medium, and then the subject line of the email would be the campaign name. With that done, let's click next. Now we're on the final step, review, which allows us to look at everything that we just set up and make sure we haven't done anything incorrectly. So you definitely want to make sure that you're sending this to the correct contacts. So if the number of contacts that this broadcast is being sent to doesn't really match what you feel it should, maybe you've defined your filters incorrectly. Under segments, you'll be able to review who you're sending this to make sure that these are the correct audiences and contacts. Under content, review that these details are correct and check that the subject line has no spelling errors, and then click on view details. This allows you to preview the email to make sure it's all formatted correctly. And then lastly, you can choose to send this broadcast now, which will happen instantly, or you could choose to schedule for later, which will allow you to choose a date and time that this broadcast email will start sending on. For this demonstration, I'll click broadcast now, and then click send now. The next page is where you'll monitor your broadcast and see the analytics and how it performs. So here we can see that it's going to go to 14 contacts. It's already been sent to 5. No people have opened it. No people have clicked any links inside of the email, and no one has unsubscribed. And under that, we can review what we just sent out. This screen here for this particular broadcast, if I exit out of here, is accessible when you go to FunnelKit Automations, Broadcast, and then you click into the broadcast, you'll get back to this same screen. So we just went through what you see under Overview. If we click on Analytics, we see a more detailed breakdown of this broadcast. So we see the sent, open, click, but also we can see conversions now. So how many people have purchased and what revenue was brought in from them purchasing in our WooCommerce store directly from this broadcast email. Down here, we can see opens versus clicks. Then down here under details, we see the subject line of the email and some stats. This will be an important area for when we look at the A/B testing in just a second. If I click on engagements, we can see a list of all the contacts that we wanted to send this broadcast to, as well as how they've engaged with this broadcast. And we use a traffic light system to help indicate the status of a contact for that particular engagement metric. Starting with the sent column, when you see a red traffic light, it means that FunnelKit Automations tried to send this broadcast to this contact, but it failed. And to help you diagnose why the broadcast could not be sent, you can click on a contact's name to open up a panel to see the error message that gives you further details. This will help you troubleshoot the problem and get your emails sent out to your contacts. When the traffic light is green, it means that this contact was successfully sent the broadcast, and if we click on the contact, the green traffic light in the timeline indicates that this contact did in fact get sent this broadcast. Worth noting, the green light indicates that FunnelKit Automations was able to send this email to your contact, but it cannot guarantee that your contact received the email because that's going to come down to your SMTP provider and their ability to send your emails to your contact's inbox. The next column, open, indicates if the contact has opened up the email. The gray traffic light indicates that a contact has not opened up an email. When they do open up the email, the traffic light will turn green. In the click column, a gray traffic light indicates that a contact has not clicked any links inside of this broadcast. When they do click a link, the traffic light will turn green. In the footer of every marketing email that you send out using FunnelKit Automations, there will be a link that your contacts can click to unsubscribe themselves from your FunnelKit Automations CRM. If they click that link and unsubscribe from this broadcast, the traffic light will turn green. The attribution window in FunnelKit Automations is 14 days, which means if a contact receives this broadcast and opens up the broadcast email or clicks a link in this broadcast email, any purchases that a contact makes in the next 14 days will be attributed to this broadcast email. And once a purchase is made, the traffic light would turn from gray to green. And the amount that they spend through those purchases over the next 14 days would show here in the revenue column. Then lastly, under orders, similar to what we just saw with engagements, you'll see a list of all the contacts that have made an order from this broadcast, as well as what they purchased, what the order total was, revenue, and then also the date that they made that purchase on. Let's now exit out of this and review our broadcast screen. So under all is where you see a list of all the broadcasts that you've sent in FunnelKit Automations. The date that it was created on, when you sent the broadcast out, how many contacts it was sent to, and how many were actually receiving that broadcast. Then here the status, completed, and then these are all the draft ones that I've created but have not sent. Under scheduled, you'll see a list of all the broadcasts that are scheduled to be sent at a date in the future. Under ongoing, these are all the broadcasts that are currently being sent out, because if you're sending this to 10,000 contacts, it doesn't send them to all 10,000 at once. It will chunk them up and send to those chunks over time. And so they'll show here in ongoing. And once everyone has been sent the broadcast, they will move to completed. And that's why we see the broadcast that we just sent. Under paused, are broadcasts that you've initiated sending out, but then you've paused during the execution. And cancelled are ones that you've cancelled. If I go back to all, to pause or cancel a broadcast as it's being sent, over here it will say ongoing, and you can click the 3 dots, and then you would select cancel. If you're an existing FunnelKit user, jump in, give this a go, and if you get stuck, reach out to our support. If you're not already using the powerful features in FunnelKit Automations, then definitely check out our pricing page and reach out to our pre-sales team. We're happy to help.